Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be explaining how to implement the one-button login key for Pack stations. First, you want to have the MacroMaster application installed. You can find in our policy folder under the Genovation Keypad Programming and Ordering section. You scroll all the way to the bottom, you can find the links for it. Here's the link to install it, the application, and you can also find the default configuration for the keypads, the CKD files. Once you have that installed, you can go ahead and open one of the files in the application. It's important to make sure the keys in the CKD file that you downloaded into the application correspond with the key layout in the application. So for example, key 1 is the problem key, but in the file, it would be key 0, which is the problem key. And that's only because the CKD files are numbered from 0 to 23, and the layout for the application is from 1 to 24. So key 1 will be key 0, key 2 will be key 1, so on and so forth. The key that I was able to change into logging in within one button, what used to be the pack out button, as you can see right here, key 8. So in the application would be key 9. This button lists the steps of the login process. I have a video to show you. So in order to do this, you have to be familiar with these steps. Users will have to go to user menu, then choose location. Then they will have to type in the warehouse ID. In this case will be MG7. And then they would have to go to outbound and then pack app and single slam at pack for this station. And they would have to grab the scanner and scan the barcode on the computer. The first step of the login process was to go to user menus, which is why I put U. I give it a second delay, and I would go down another second delay and then another down function. And that is to get to the choose location part. And you would want to hit enter. Give it about a second and a half from when it transitions from one screen to the other, because if not, the commands are just going to be running through and it will run a command before it even gets to the screen, and then everything will just be misplaced. So after they hit enter, you want to type in the warehouse ID, which is MG7 in this case, and you hit enter and give it another second and a half. Next option is either inbound or outbound. For this case, it was outbound. So I hit 2, give it about a 0.5 second delay, then hit enter and give it about a second because it's changing screen. So the next option would be 56, which is equivalent to pack app, the pack app button. So we give it a delay, hit enter. And I gave it 2 seconds to delay over here because it seemed to be running these commands pretty quick when it switches from screen to screen. So it would basically run the right command before it even got to the screen. So you wouldn't even be able to see that. You would just see down, down, and it would take it to the wrong packaging type. So I gave it about 2 seconds to give it time. Then when you go right, that's to get to the single slam at pack for this station only. So you go right, down, down, down 3 times. And between each function, I gave it at least 0.5 seconds because once you're on the screen and you're just giving it commands, it doesn't need that long to go down on the keyboard. So I just give it 0.5 seconds in between each. Then I hit enter. And so employees don't have to scan the workstation ID like they did with the scanner. I already put it into the code. As you can see over here is workstation 206. So that would just eliminate them having to scan that. That's why I was able to go through that process successfully. After I downloaded this file into the keypad and went to go try it out, I recorded the results afterwards. Employees are able to scan their badge, hit that button, go to choose location, and types in MGE7, hits 2 for outbound, 56 for pack app, right, down, down, down for single slam at pack. And since the workstation ID was already in the code, there's no need to grab the scanner and scan the barcode. Different stations in the warehouse can have a different login process. This is just for one of the stations where it is set to MGE1 by default, since MGE1 and 7 is in the same building. One of the stations in MGE7 is set to MGE1 by default, so that is why I put the code to change it to MGE7, so they won't have to worry about this. But if I open up a file that is already on the right warehouse ID, the steps would be much smaller than these. So if I go to key 9, you would see that as soon as you scan your badge, you would just enter MG7 and hit enter, give it about a second, hit 2 for outbound, hit enter, give it about another second, 56 for pack app, hit enter, delay it for about not a minute, a second and a half, and you hit enter, give it another second and a half. And the warehouse ID can differ. For this station is workstation pack _03_02, enter. You can get the station IDs from the barcodes that's on the screens already for the employees to scan. It's either under it, or you can grab a scanner and open up Notepad and scan it and get the actual reading of the barcode.